Hello everybody, Realm Builder Guy here, and welcome back to the channel. And some more Crusader Kings 3 fun in action here with the Plantagenet, Angevins, and King Henri II, the Good of Aragon. And it's been a while since I've recorded this, not a while since you've seen something here, but I pre-recorded a lot for my trip to Europe. And I am back, but I'm still tied up with a lot of work things. So the slow drip of content will continue for a little bit if you are watching this video when it comes out. Of course, if you are watching this way in the future, it really doesn't matter. So I had to kind of reacquaint myself a little bit here with things going on because, again, it's been a month since the last time I fired this game up and did any recording. So excuse any lingering rustiness. So we, of course, need to unify the Aragonese lands. The easiest culprit or the easiest target being Brittany. As we head down south here, going after the Languedoc would be also very advantageous for us, strategically speaking, because then we could unify all of our Aragonese lands and have something going from the English Channel continuously through to the Mediterranean. But the border gore is a little excessive at times. Now, if we look down here, Brittany itself is extremely isolated. So going after the Bretons, which, by the way, is a place I actually visited during my travels. Lovely place. And I was down here as well. I actually spent a weekend in Tours. So right in here, which was kind of cool. But I digress. Going after them, it's probably the lowest hanging fruit. Aquitaine, on the other hand, though also isolated in the sense of the kingdom has no allies, it's going to be a little bit more difficult at this time because they're pretty powerful. As far as we have claims here, we have the county of Touraine. But other than that, there's not a whole lot. I mean, Touraine is obviously one we will have to go for eventually because we want to unify those lands. But right now we still have a truce with them, so we cannot do that. If we look at our truce right now with Aquitaine, that lasts for another 13 months, so it's just around the corner. So we've got a guardian for Valéran that we need to pick here. Valéran himself, oh, definitely learning. Learning is a direction he would want to go. And our courtier Leopold wouldn't be a bad one. He's a traveler. He is a mastermind philosopher, which wouldn't be bad. Our wife, of course, would be quite nice. So yes, we will actually have the wife take care of that. We are not employing a wet nurse. This is, of course, now after we the wards and wardens update. So we've got a bunch of things here that we can add now as well. So, for instance, we could employ a wet nurse. That would be interesting. Not really something we need right now, so I don't really care about that at this time. We can exchange hostages. We can offer hostages. But we're not going to do that. We can exchange hostages with not Amiens, but King Edward the Wolf of Italy. Let's take a look at that. So we could send him Prince Valeran and gain Prince Nicholas of Italy. So this is just, you know, kind of another diplomatic play we could do. Aquitaine and Brittany are in there as well. But of course, that we're not going to do because they are absolutely targets of ours to go after. We still have too many held duchies. So the Duchy of Toulouse, we will give that to somebody eventually, but not quite yet. Looking at our wars. So Kagan Yoshi the Fox of the Mongol Empire Reclaim Relics War, so we could go to war with the Mongols, which we're not going to do that. We can go after the Holy Roman Empire, England, Castile, and then, of course, Amiens in Brittany. Amiens, we've got the county of Amiens that we could go after, but I'm not interested in that right now. But Brittany, on the other hand, that and the county of Berry, that is most definitely one we will target at this time. But we're also fabricating a claim on a county here. We just started that, so let me hit unpause. You know, sometimes what you can gain, of course, and we've had this before even in this series, where instead of just a county, your bishop finds, oh, you actually have a claim on an entire duchy or kingdom or whatever, and that would be the most beneficial. But getting back the lands here in Touraine, and most importantly Tours, which is a wonderful city that I recommend to everybody to go to. This will be a priority against Aquitaine, Berry as well, because again, that's kind of where this whole thing started, way back in 1066. So that'll be a target there as well. And then just gobbling up all of these lands and kind of pushing Brittany back to where they should be. And then going after more lands down here. So Count Richard has become our steward and cannot be fired for 25 years. That's good to know. We are also engaged in a war up here. Let's see. With the Norwegians, but I'm not too worried about that. A servant of the horned god. As I open my eyes in the dark, I am immediately overwhelmed by an ominous feeling. Is someone watching me? Are you ready to embrace the truth, Henri? I sit up suddenly, completely awake. I look around for the source of the unfamiliar man's voice, but there are only shadows. The horned god offers you his blessing. Will you accept it? Let's see. He is intrigue court. He's a hunter. He's an adequate bargainer. He's trusting, lazy, and forgiving. His high learning means he's, you know, I'm not going to say pious, but he definitely has some leanings in that direction. So no, he's not going to, you know, pledge himself to the horned god. A secret exposed. Count Richard, the husband of my vassal Countess Millicent, has accused my vassal Countess Millicent of having had an extramarital affair with my vassal Count Ausson. Crime cannot go unpunished. Guards, these accusations are naught but malice and lies. Count Richard of Bayeux, okay. Countess Millicent, the foolish. Count Orson. You know what? No, these are just lies. We are trusting. The scandal. My vassal, Count Millicent, has been showing the signs of pregnancy for some time now. Everyone thought that her husband, Count Richard, was the father of the child. Now it has become clear that the real father-to-be is none other than Count Orson. If only it could have stayed a secret. Now everyone knows. Okay, so maybe there was some truth in this. Maybe. So the question is, do we want to send an expedition to the north here to fight on behalf of Norway against the Kingdom of Sweden? I'm trying to find, where are the Norwegians? They're all scattered throughout here. So Norwegian de jure war for the county of Morar. It's just kind of there. I'm not really something we're worried about at this time. And heading back home. Greetings, my benevolent liege. I have arrived in Angers to pay homage to you, glorious king, as a show of my loyalty. Countess Millicent, in at once. Well, you know, she has kind of made the headlines, and I think paying homage would be important. She kneels in deference, offering nothing but her oath to faithfully serve as a vassal of the kingdom. Serve me well. Like I said, I'm just waiting to see if our Archbishop Thomas can maybe fabricate a greater claim. If he can do that, then excellent. If not, we're just going to piecemeal pluck Brittany apart and then go after Touraine. Fascination discovered. Your culture has discovered the fascination men at arms. New fascination can be selected. So what could we do here? Scutage we already have. So feudal contract, Republican vassal contribution. That's not really something I'm worried about. But we could look here. Civic can act primogeniture law. So yes, we are going to go straight to primogeniture and to be able to change our succession laws. As a king, I believe that is the most important one. He's highly educated and learning. So primogeniture, that would be an important one to add. 27 years, so it's going to take a while. But being able to go after that in our succession laws, that'll lock a lot of things down. So the task has been finished, and we are the rightful Lord of the County of Bellac. See it done. So he didn't add anything beyond that, but we can also look further down here in Aquitaine to go after the Languedoc region, and specifically here in Foix. That would be a nice one to add, or Carcassonne. But Foix would be nice because then we could connect our lands before I worry about this here. So we're going to go and fabricate a claim on Foix, because that could give us our little corridor here. In the meantime, I mean, it's winter. It's the 30th of December, so we're not going to launch an attack in the dead of winter, because that's not really something that happened. Count Hartwig II's hunt. Invitation to Limoges. A winter hunt. He is a hunter, so that is something he enjoys doing. So yes, let's accept this. Travel time 43 days. So we shall join the hunt here in winter because there's not really much else to do. High chance of danger. So we are going to hire mercenary guards, so that'll drop that a little bit. And we will join the hunt. A fresh start. I cannot wait. Again, falconry. It's always falconry. The only time, I want to say this, in this series that it has not been falconry is way back when we hosted a hunt. I believe that is the boar hunt that killed one of the dukes, if memory serves me correctly. Anyway, I can't wait on that note. Wolf struggle. Our journey is violently interrupted by the sound of tearing flesh and gnashing jaws, and the desperate cries of a man about to meet his end. The noise is so horrific it must have come from the depths of hell. Attempting to track the source, we find a desperate knight struggling with a wild wolf. His blade is wedged between the beast's jaws, but his grip is beginning to falter. Help him, Goburi. Oh wow, we can ask now for gold from our head of faith. Or claims. What kind of claims do we have here? Portugal, Leon, the Duchy of Burgundy. The Duchy of Bourbon, the Duchy of Savoy, Armagnac, Luxembourg. There are a lot of claims here we could look at going after. I mean, Burgundy wouldn't be bad. Going after that, adding that. I mean, too bad it's not Aquitaine. But that is a kingdom. But the Duchy of Languedoc would be quite nice. Provence. Viennois. Let's see. What are they here? Portugal. Leon. So we could go for the Duchy of Leon. So that would give us a claim right in there. If we want to expand there. Guelre, if we want to go for the north, up in these lands, that's not really of interest. Of course, there is the addition here. Burgundy would be kind of nice. Duchy of Bourbon would also be a nice little addition here. In Savoie, Armagnac. So, I mean, we could go for Armagnac itself. From Duke Asnar. And Burgundy, yeah, that could be an interesting one. But I don't really fancy that. That's kind of far away. Duchy of Bourbon would also be right down here. Burgundy would be honestly much more appealing, but that's not an area we really want to go into. We've got 220 gold. We could ask for money. I think adding 600 to our coffers, it's more important. Got two vassals that are zealots. They'll lose 10 opinion. No, I think the money is more important than adding the claims right now. Adding cash. Cash is king in every sense of the world. Word. And the world, I guess. Ovanat women. I have seen the world and beheld its many wonders in my travels. But never have I beheld such beauties as the ones I've seen in Belac. Truly, Auvergnat women, Auvergnat, not the T at the end, women are a cut above all the rest. One particularly fascinating specimen has taken my eye as late, a peasant woman by the name of Clara. Pretty little darling, she's far too pleasing to my eye to spend her days slaving at Belac. So make her a paramour. Alas, I cannot give my love so freely. He is trusting. He is forgiving. He has a very good relationship with our wife, with his wife. I don't see him really being someone who would look for that. No, I would say, I mean, he's a decent guy. I mean, so it's been pointed out now a few times in the comments section that they're very curious about King Henri because he's probably the nicest person that has sat on the throne so far. We had one other character, but he was very short-lived. Blades for Hire. I have heard tell of the military exploits of the legendary Auvergnat mercenaries. No, we're not gonna... do we need them? Giraud de Got joins our court. I'm sure we can negotiate this. Let's take a look at him. Oh, wow. He's actually pretty good with prowess. Getting a mercenary. Let's try to negotiate. Oh, okay. So it only costs us 45 to recruit him, and we have made it to the hunting camp. Let's take a look at the guest list. It's us, Duke Leon of Aragon. And there's really nobody of interest here, so soon it shall begin. I think recreation might not be bad. Is there anybody we could befriend? No, not really. I think we're just going to stick with recreation and just have a good time. By the wing, Benoit, Count Hadvig II's master of the hunt, summons the party to gather as the light reaches the hunting grounds nestled in Limoges woodlands. With any luck, we'll find a group of bustards, and our falcons will have great sport. My beaters have no trouble bringing the birds out of hiding, and have noted a few spots likely to bear fruit. Let's get out there. Oh, wow. Our father, Vicot, has died. Vicot of Nordheim, Innsbruck, has passed away. So Queen Sarah the Disgraceful's husband. So stress has gone up. That's a major one. See, these are the little things. I'll be honest. A parent, sibling, something like that dying. I wish in Crusader Kings 3 they wouldn't put it here on the side because I've missed things. This, to me, would be more important. You put it right here in the middle. So now the previous generation is truly gone. Courtiers gained court trait, which is interesting, and Panemones constructed in Samur. Taking wing. All right, let's go. Release the falcons. And Count Hadvig has died of old age, and he was just hosting it. Okay, so we need to find a new marshal. And Giraud, the Auvergnat de Got, he would be a most perfect one. We don't have a powerful vassal that would qualify, so yeah. The new one who joined us on this trip has done it. And it looks like we are heading back because Hadvig has died. So, presumably that has now ended the hunt. Wow, hunting. Very dangerous. But he died of old age, so a local hero. As we traverse the hills, trudging through the grass, we encounter a modest wayward shrine. Here lays Saint Constance of Poitiers, blessed daughter of Loudun. Saint Constance of Poitiers, this is a local spiritual figure, is being patronized in these parts. Saint Constance has a nice ring to it, so we will patronize her. Mountains of the Mole Hills. The road has gotten incredibly hilly the past few hours, and everyone is beginning to weary. After a while longer, with no end of the hills in sight, one of my traveling companions, Udes, approaches me and says, "My lord, our mounts cannot carry on like this for much longer. The poor animals need a break, and I fear they'll collapse. We must stop and rest here." He is right. It would be wise to rest. We have now arrived back at home, and that is done. And now I think it is time to launch our war here. We still have quite a few claims we can look at here. I do like the idea of Burgundy, to be perfectly honest. Getting a claim on the Duchy of Burgundy. Spend 640 prestige to gain that. I think we will request that claim from our head of our faith. And now we will go and declare war. But I do want to change our rally point to... Let's move our rally point to right here. That way we can head across the border quickly and go for the capital. So Alice of Brittany with no allies will go for our claim in Berry. This is the one I want, and so be it. I'm not going to call anybody in right now because I believe we should have enough forces to take care of her ourselves. Duchy of Burgundy, we've recognized our claim. For some reason, we have not gotten the money. I probably missed something again. Let's unify our... Well, we don't need to unify our forces. Let's see, what is their current... 4,400. You know, actually, it might be good to unify them. That would be a little bit too close for comfort. Unify our forces, and then head south. So offer the capital in Berry. We'll claim these lands, and then what we'll do is we'll head up north and take care of the Bretons. They're building up a decent force. Actually, I think what I'll do now, I will call in an ally or dynasty member. Not dynasty member. Ally, Galician, Piedmont, Burgundy. Yes. Let's bring in the Burgundians. And, you know what? What the heck? Galicians, they could get there from the coast relatively quickly. So we will call them in as well. We've got the prestige to spend. We've got a new diplomacy lifestyle perk we can pick. So let's do that real quick. Sound foundations. So each living child gives one random skill point. We'll unlock that and continue with our war. See, the army of Brittany are going for our capital. The sermon today, Roger held a fiery sermon for of all the children. That's weird construction right there. Of the court, they were apparently spellbound as he zealously read from the scriptures. My son André keeps telling me about how much he enjoyed the passages about Satan and how he is someone whose ideals he will aspire to emulate. Say what you want, but having no scruples will serve him well. Your faith stands above all, my dear child. So, yeah. Faith is just a means to an end. We become ambitious or zealous. I think zealous would make way more sense to push that. A contribution to the war chest. As I look in fear at my almost empty coffers, my herald announces that for my vassals 4 of my vassals have arrived. We come bearing gold, my liege, a donation to defeat our enemies, Mayor Valera announces. With me, I bring the dignified Mayor Berenguer, the elegant Mayor Richard, and the noble Prince Geoffroy. We only ask for you to lead us to victory. I welcome your generosity. The trinket money. That's trinket money. So we're going to win this siege before they get anywhere here. Social manipulation. First time it happened, I barely even gave it a moment's thought, but my vassal, Mayor Richard, has grown bolder. His challenges no longer pass unnoticed among my vassals. He is testing my limits. The others are sure to follow, unless I give him a taste of his own medicine. Forgetting him to invite him. How dare you challenge your king? What do we have here? Forgetting to invite him leaves him in the dark. That may not be a bad one. Commenting on his graceful feat. Let's see, what is he? He is lazy, forgiving. I mean, he's a forgiving kind of guy. How dare you challenge your king? Subtle threat of violence, that wouldn't fit him. Commenting on his feet will throw him off. Yeah, I mean, he's forgiving. None of this would really work. So this would be the most likely one. Just, hey, don't do that again. You can see they're kind of aimlessly running around to somewhere. Where are these guys going? So they are swinging around. They're heading south for whatever reason. Crusader Kings 3 AI striking yet again. So we have won the siege. And now we will... The benevolent Henri prowled through the documents, both ancient and... Indeed, I could even argue a rightful lord to the Duchy of Languedoc. Yes, that's what we want. That's what I actually wanted here. But Languedoc is significantly better. What we're going to do here, we're going to move north, because I don't want to engage across a river. So we're going to move our armies north this way. Off to play with my peers. Prince André, our son. Have a good time, children. Go and hang out. Just kids amongst themselves. Okay, so now we're going to move here. Ah, they've disengaged. Now we can move up north with our forces and our allies. We'll engage here. Got a better army. And swear oath of true friendship. To the serene Henri. Henri, my brother. Oh my gosh. Got so much going on here. I'm going to deal with this first. This is now King Lorenzo Nunez of Castile. Henri, my brother. My companion, my confidant. Will you join me in declaring our friendship to be the truest and brightest in all the world? All the debts of loyalty that entails. So we become... Well, we could decline it, but no. We become best friends. We each get a strong hook on one another and gain opinion. Yes. Strengthen our ties there. Angevin has come of age. He has come far in his studies of the management of the realm. Not content with understanding the flow of wealth and people, he seems capable of predicting it as if by instinct. He always finds new ways of profiting off it too. They grow up so fast. He is Midas touched. Now back to this battle. And a battle won. So, strategically, now we will drive straight for the heart of Brittany. We will go down here to Nantes and start. So, best friends, the unbreakable oath of eternal friendship with the King of Castile, which is very, very important. A jihad for Egypt. The vile Caliph Murad has called a jihad against the innocent people of Jerusalem. St. George, protect us from these infidels. So now we are coming back here, and it's just a matter of sieging down Brittany. And, yeah, slowly but surely winning this war. The nice thing is now, with all of Languedoc being, us having a claim here, that I really like. Okay, go away. So we can go to war with Aquitaine for all of this. That would be huge. I'm not even going to worry about Touraine just yet. We will go for Touraine eventually. Right now, let's see, he's got some hostages he's dealing with. Actually, he'll go here. That's who we needed. Of Aquitaine, he's allied. Allies are very small. We can crush them after we deal with Brittany. While my brother, Prince Geoffroy, certainly knows a thing or two about metaphysical conundrums, Queen Estefania thinks it is time for him to widen his horizons. Requires some new tomes, prepare a few assignments, tutor him a little. Which subject do you think would benefit Geoffroy? So Geoffroy, our brother, I mean, he's very into learning, but that's not an option. Next, spy network management. He's shy, fickle, impatient. He's quick. Spy network. I think spy network. He's a little more reserved, a strong introvert. So that might be the right direction for him to go. Let's see. Where are they? They're down here. We lost some war score. Because they got Barry back. That's why. Okay, so we're going to head back down here. Try to crush them. Now we got to re-siege those lands. And what I would like for our allies is to just stay up here. We don't need their help. We can sponsor an inspired person. I'm not going to do that right now. Alliance has expired with Galicia. But King Gonzalo has taken over. Spouse aids you in diplomatic studies. Excellent. Now we're going to head down here and take on these guys. Cut them off in Barry, ideally. Crush them and then retake that county. Baron Gargamel was maimed by Count Sigismund. Calgeod was wounded. Guiron was wounded, but we're going to quickly recapture that. And we'll follow where the army of Brittany is heading. They're heading back home. That's perfect, because that way they're going to be away from Barry. We're not going to lose that county again. And as they regroup back home, we can just head that way. Let's head this way and take that. Isolating them back here in Brittany, that is the best course of action for us. Let's see, we might meet them on the road. Let's cut them off up here and meet them here. This is actually Duke Raoul of Brittany is leading this. So defeating and maybe capturing him will be highly beneficial for us. So victory is ours. We didn't capture him, and that's okay. So we'll head back here and siege down some more lands. Sister Stephanie has died. Excommunication. Count Leon has been excommunicated. And ticking war score, we'll head to 100% here relatively soon. There we go. That is done. We will enforce the demands. And disband our troops. Now, what we do need, we need to assign something here. Castle, we will grant this castle to someone who is loyal and likes us. Aymar has been a loyal knight. So we will grant him that title. Rewarding those loyal to us is something that Henri definitely would do. So now we've reclaimed that. Oh god, this border gore. That's just so bad. But next up will, of course, be going after Languedoc, but we really need to rebuild our finances. I must have missed something that we did not get the money from the Pope. Pay ransom. We'll accept that. We've got a new lifestyle perk. So Patriarch. The Patriarch trait. So plus 20% of fertility. Stress loss plus 20%. Close family opinions plus 15. House opinion plus 10. So we will unlock Patriarch for Henri the Good. The next, we've got a foreign affairs focus, so diplomat will be the way of Henri moving forward. We do have a lot of people here in prison, so I'm going to deal with those here real quick. So we've got a new bishop, Thierry. Here's our new archbishop. We also need to increase county control, and we're going to do that right here in Barry. Actually, let me see. Is there anything in our hands? No. So Barry will be... Oh, Samoa. Samoa. Yeah, we'll do that close to home to gain more cash. It'll be more important, and then slowly but surely go through the rest. Faction has been created against Emperor Julien by Duchess Esclamont. Created a Liberty faction. So, arrange a marriage between Duchess Esclarmont and Prince Angilbert of Aragon. General traits, beautiful. Let's take a look at her. And then, of course, the children will gain those claims. The funny thing is, we've got a claim on the Duchy of Burgundy ourselves. Chance of children is high. Yeah, I think this would be a good one. This is our heir. And we will take care of that. Gladly accept. And that was the betrothal done. And now we've got Prince Angilbert of Aragon. He is married to Esclamont. Again, it's been a while since I've run this one, so... I mean, look at all these claims. Aragon, Normandy, Toulouse, Anjou, Saragossa, Anjou, and then she has an unpressed claim on Troyes, but of course the Duchy of Burgundy and everything that entails, so their children will have a claim on Burgundy. So that's another way we could add Burgundy to the fold without even needing to go to a costly war. Speaking of war, Languedoc would be a key target for us against King Walter of Aquitaine from the house Flandern. That would be a major target. So we're known for our dedication to our faith. Take a look here if there's anything else here. Not right this second. Let's take a quick look. Let me slow this down at Aquitaine itself. So if we go to war here for our claims of the entire duchy, he's relatively isolated with 7,800. No allies to speak of. We have a large contingent of allies that we can call in. We've got a decent amount of cash right now in our coffers and a lot of prestige and a good amount of renown that we can call in house members, dynasty members into this larger war against Aquitaine to gain all of these lands to the south and thus unifying our lands from, one sea to the next. And then we can look at whittling down the rest of this border gore, really. Brittany, we want to kick out of here. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to fabricate a claim on La Marche, work on that right away, and then, we'll go against Aquitaine at some point. But Brittany and Aquitaine are the key targets to slowly take that. Let's take a look here real quick because it did come up at factions. So here is a Liberty faction. This is against us, but against our liege. Faction to install Count Héron of Amiens to the French throne. That I'm not interested in. A Liberty faction. They want to lower crown authority. And I don't like the fact that our daughter-in-law is part of that. I don't like that at all. Yeah, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. None of those are really worthy. I mean, this is also kind of a joke, to be perfectly honest. A Capetian. Here in Count Héron against Julien, so a family feud of sorts. If anything, building up an internal network... there's a case to be made, especially if we add some external allies to the fold, Wounded. My injured vassal. My Chancellor Duke Thomas has been wounded and the injury runs deep. I fear his body is not strong enough to fight this on his own. But to add some external allies to then overthrow the French. But that's not really what, the ideal target is. The ideal target would be an Angevin empire. And that could come in the form of claiming the throne and taking it for ourselves, possibly. But the English also remain a constant target to take a look at, even though they're very, very powerful. But the first things first, we will go to war with Aquitaine. We will do that in the next episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and let me know your thoughts on how King Henri II is doing. Until next time, I am Realm Builder Guy, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.